Okay.
You can hear us now.
Can you hear us now? Let me check it real quick on the phone.
I think you can.
All right.
Yes.
Yep, we good.
Heard you growling.
Okay. All right.
That was my bad, y'all.
All right, we're live. So what we were blabbing about the whole time y'all were sitting and watching, hearing nothing, was that we're feeling better this week.
A little bit.
Feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better. We got the shit kicked out of us by some crazy mystery sickness. And like, to me, I just think that the weirdest thing is the time of year we're getting sick. Who gets sick in the spring? I don't remember that ever happening to me in my life, ever. But yeah, so Nevaeh brought something home. She was coughing and shit. A couple of days later, me and Leah start feeling a little bit crappy.
Well, what we were saying was that was like our last good day was last Sunday. That was like our last, as much as we kind of felt like shit that day, that was like our last good day. And then we really got hit like tenfold.
Yeah. It was so strange.
And I've been in my room this whole time. I had like a humidifier going. I don't know if you can see it back there. There it is. That's my humidifier. I turned this whole room into a giant swamp, and I was like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, it was weird because for the first like 3 days, I'm thinking I'm just going to push through it. I'm good. And then usually a sickness kind of peaks up for 3 days, 4 at the max, and then you start getting better.
Yeah.
And then right when I think, okay, this is the peak of it, I'm going to start getting better. The next day, pow! I'm like, oh, it was rough, man.
Yeah, it was bad. And I think I have like bronchitis or something. So I love that for me.
Yeah. I feel like I'm 95 to 98% back now. So
yeah, I'm going to try not like coughing very much on the live, but do our best. We'll try not to be gross.
Do what you got to do. Today I'll go to CVS, or we can both go if you want and get you some Mucinex.
Okay.
You go cough all that shit up.
I'm so tired of coughing. Like, I feel it. Like, it's just annoying. All right. Well, anyways, we have a decent sized list. I think about 14 people. And oh yeah, we restarted this, so I have to put this back in here. Hold on. Oh yeah, and I think I messed up the audio on the last one because I'm using a different mouse for my computer, and it was, for some reason, it was trying to pick up the microphone on the USB. There's like no microphone on the USB. So anyways, we are accepting orders during the live, $25 for one question. There's a one question reading. Make sure you read over the details also of what is required. And is that it? You want to get in it?
Did you want to address the thing you told me about a minute ago?
Okay, yeah, I guess. So I guess I made another whoopsie on the website. I thought it would be a good idea because usually people will say that there's not enough space when they're leaving their question. So I made a second box for question continued, but I noticed there was a lot of confusion, and I think a lot of you guys might have thought that was where you leave like a second question. This is for one question readings only. So if we come across yours and there's more than one question and you're not in the chat, then we're just going to pick one.
Cool.
And there are 2 people that I'm going to reach out to in the chat that I need more information from. So we'll get to that in just a minute. We're going to start off with Rachel. It says, my crush blocked me. Will I get unblocked, or will we reconnect in person, or both? I'm an Aries, March 30th. He's a Cancer, July 8th or 9th.
Told you. How many times I got to tell y'all, man? Aries and Cancer. Aries and Cancer. That's the number one. Number one, man. Well, let's see the soul contract here. Bam, right out the gate, the death card. So, It's not really saying the soul contract, but it is saying that whatever the contract was, it's complete. Completed soul contract. Now, the good news is, I think this was the last actual prominent contract that you had before your divine life partner. That's the good news. But this one here is complete. Now, does that guarantee that the two of you will never come back together? No. No, you see that all the time, especially with Aries and Cancer connections. I would have to say that off the top of my head, actually every single Aries and Cancer connection, which has been a lot, that I've witnessed in my career and in my personal life, has been on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. But this contract is complete. So let me see what the second spread says. High Priestess. Well, we got the King of Wands here. So right now, in the current moment, this person's being pretty serious. Right now, in the current moment. And the card of blocked communication. So right now, this person's being pretty serious. And the contract is complete. So, I mean, there's not really a spiritual purpose for the two of you to reconnect, but you see it happen all the time. I'd give it about a 20 to 25% chance. But you do have a new soul contract due. So depending on when you're able to release this and shift over to the next vibrational frequency, that's when your next soul contract is due to come in. But this particular one right here didn't end with unfinished business. It ended because it was time to end. All right.
Okay, next is Orisel. Is divorce the solution? Does he have a third party?
That's two questions.
Well, we know that. That's what
So
we're
which one do I pick?
coming across.
So which one do I pick?
You're the reader.
Let me look at the soul contract. Ten of Swords reverse. Queen of Swords, Temperance reversed. Empress reversed. Well, it's not really even telling me what the contract is, honestly. It's not even telling me. But what it is telling me is that the energy between the two of you, it's almost like, the analogy I like to use for this is it's like totaling your car. The insurance company will fix your car up to a certain point, but once there's been so much damage, the insurance company says, no, fuck it. It's not worth it. Similarly, you'll have a window of opportunity to work on a soul contract, but once the energy gets so heavy and enough damage is done, in this particular lifetime, there's really no working through it and there is no fixing it. So my divorce card did come out. Let me see what the second spread says. And the Seven of Swords card came out, which would indicate that if this person could have a third party, he would. If he could, he would. I don't think he's somebody you can fully trust. I don't think so. And you know this. Let's see what the next spread says. Ooh, King of Cups reversed. Tower card. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Karmic wheel in the upright. So that maybe this contract is complete then. Maybe it is. But yeah. It just kind of looks like the energy is too much of a mess for you all to work through. I don't really see you all being able to work through this. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but in order for that to be done, both of you would have to be very, very energetically awake, conscious, and dedicated towards working through this energy. And the energy is just so thick and so heavy and so messy that the likelihood that both of you are going to work through this together is, I'd give it maybe a 5 to 10% chance. So it's probably more than likely going to end up in separation no matter what you do, unless a miracle happens. And yes, my divorce card did come out. And yes, my cheater card came out too. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Okay, next is for Janice. That Virgo ghosted me for 2 days, so I've taken him off social media so I don't torture myself. Is he coming back, or is there someone else coming in? A Leo has shown up last night, very keen, but obviously I'm gutted about Virgo. I'd love for him to step up, but he's just not so far.
Yeah, one thing you don't want to do is bring somebody else in while you're still attached to another person. If I had to make a list of the top 3 leading causes of relationship failure, that would be on the list. That would definitely be on the list. I'll look at the soul contract here and see. But when you get ghosted, this is for everybody. Everybody needs to hear this. When you get ghosted, that means one thing. They're hiding something. Period. Period. They're hiding something.
No.
Yeah.
I've ghosted people because they're annoying.
I know, and what you were hiding your true feelings for them. You feel like they're annoying, and you ghost them.
Maybe I told them they were annoying.
Well, then that's not ghosting.
Maybe it's because you don't have the balls to like break their heart too.
Exactly. You're hiding something. You're hiding how you truly feel. You're hiding your intentions. You're hiding something that's going on in your life. You're hiding something.
Okay.
If you tell them that they're annoying, see, now let's clear this up. Hang on, y'all. Let's clear this up. When I use the word ghosted, I don't mean we got into an argument and broke up. I don't mean that I did something stupid and made you mad and you left me. That's not ghosting. Ghosting is we were just eating fucking dinner last night, laughing and made plans for next week, and then poof, poof, poof. That's ghosting.
That's happened to me one time my whole life.
That's ghosting. Is when they just poof. So, having said that,
they want to poof. Let the motherfucker poof.
They're hiding something.
Goodbye.
They're hiding something. But let me see here. The only exception to that would be if they're in the hospital in a coma.
Oh, geez.
Maybe they left the date and they got hit head on by a semi truck and they're in the hospital in a coma. Okay, that'd be about the only exception. Let's see. Well, I don't think this was a completed soul contract. I don't think so. I think it was supposed to be a little bit more long-term than it was. Okay, but as always, I think there's somebody else involved. Now, I've said this a million times. I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. So I don't know to what extent somebody else is involved, but there's definitely another energy in here somehow, some way. So let's see what the second spread says.
Which is probably why he's not stepping up, per se.
Probably. Queen of Wands reversed. Eight of Swords reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, see, he ain't even ready to settle down. Karmic Wheel reversed again. Ain't even ready to settle down. So, I mean, there's still uncleared karma here. So I can't really tell you what to do. but all I can say is what I would do. And again, I've been ghosted many times. Many times. I've seen people get ghosted many times. It always boils down to the same thing. There's something they're hiding. Something. Whether it's another lover, whether it's their true intentions, whether or not it's their true feelings. And it always ends up being somebody you can't trust when you get ghosted. So if it was me, I would work on releasing this. That'd be your number one priority. Be very careful who you bring into your life while you're still attached to somebody else. Be very careful and very vigilant of the energy. Okay? So, all right.
Okay, next is for Amanda. Does Keith Aries want a relationship with me, or am I wasting my time, effort, and money?
Should I even look at the soul contract on that? I don't know. I guess we're just doing an energy check here. Knight of Wands. I don't think this person's mature enough for you. Don't think so. Yeah, we got two knights. The knights are very immature, adolescent-minded individuals. 3 of Swords reversed. And the 7 of Swords. Sneaky, manipulative, deceitful little shithead. It's very immature and adolescent-minded. I don't see any energy here indicating somebody that wants to settle down with anyone. I do not. I don't know how long you've been entertaining this, but you know my golden rule of thumb, 1 month. I'm not saying the two of you should be engaged to be married after 1 month. I'm not saying you should know this person like the back of your hand after 1 month, but you should be clear on where a connection is heading after 1 month. If not, that second month better be fucking dedicated to getting to the bottom of it. Let's see what the second spread says. Temperance reverse. This person's not mature enough for you. This person's not mature enough. I don't think. And 7 of Swords again. Not somebody you can trust either. Sneaky, deceitful, emotionally immature, adolescent-minded individual that I don't think wants to settle down and have a relationship with anyone. Probably just wants to stay single and play around and play whatever games he can with whoever he can. So, yeah.
You got a buggy right there.
Bug-a-lug. What's up, buddy?
He's sucking in all the vibes.
Yeah, he's my little energy transmuter.
Let's see if we can see him. He's in his little bed right here.
Buggy.
Oh, you know, we always have to show one of our cats. That's just how we roll. He's the cat dad over here.
He's the energy doctor, aren't you, boy?
Oh, he's so cute. Okay, next is RR. My boyfriend and I have been together for several months. We've had some ups and downs. I'm a Virgo and he's a Libra. Will we live happily ever after? Is he my soulmate? FYI, we are both over 40.
He's a soulmate. Every single person that you have ever connected with in your life is a very near and dear soulmate. Nobody makes their way into your life by accident. There's always a reason. So, let me see the soul contract. Queen of Pentacles reversed. 6 of Cups. 10 of Wands. Okay, that definitely looks like past life karma to me. 6 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. There's unfinished business from a past life. So well, Now, let me go ahead and dig this up a little bit deeper. Even when you do meet your divine life partner, it's not, will we live happily ever after? It's not, doesn't work that way. The two of you have to be able to come together on the same page at the same time, working towards the same goal. In Virgo and Libra, challenging energetic combination. Very challenging. Very challenging. Let me see what the second spread says here. Two of Cups reversed. Four of Wands reversed. Devil card reversed. Well, whether or not the two of you are able to build a successful life partnership depends on both of your abilities and willingness to work on yourselves. Both of you. That's what gets most people hung up in situations like this. Right now, though, I got 10 of Cups reversed. So one, the other, or both of you isn't doing the inner work necessary. And I know I thump this fucking drum and beat it to death, man, but it's really as simple as that. Inner work. I work on me and you work on you. You don't worry about what I'm working on. I don't worry about what you're working on. I work on what I need to work on. You work on what you need to work on, and we do that together as a team. And if you can't have two people doing that together, then it'll eventually end up collapsing. And right now, it's not really looking like you all are on the same page together. It's possible, though. You could, but if things keep going the way they've been going, the connection is getting weaker and weaker and weaker through every up and down that you have. Now, once the two of you start learning how to work through the ups and downs, then every time you experience a challenge, you'll come out the other end stronger. But right now, since you all aren't working on it the way you should be, it's getting weaker every time you have a challenge. So, okay.
Okay, next is for Leonard and Mary. Are we soulmates or are we from the same oversoul? What does our soul contract say we are supposed to be to each other? And what are our roles? What is the role of the really young girl with us?
Way too many questions.
This is for a one-question reading, you guys. So
I don't need a tarot card to tell you that, yes, this is a near and dear member of your soul family. Everybody who plays any kind of major role in your life is a member of your soul family, and it is a very near and dear soulmate. But what kind of soul contract it is a totally different question. Totally different question. Let's see. Uh-oh, devil card. Lover's card reversed. So this is what I like to call a karmic life partnership soul contract. So you know what karma is. Karma is unfinished business from a past life. But unfinished business in regards to what? That's where it becomes a blanket term that can cover so many different miscellaneous things. I think that this was supposed to be a life partnership in a lifetime, a long, long, long time ago. And you all have been trying to build a life partnership for many, 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 many lifetimes. So, yeah. So it's karma, but it's also a life partnership at the same time, if that makes sense. And it's looking like it's still a struggle even in this lifetime. Let's see. Ace of Cups. Tower reverse, 10 of Cups. Yeah, karmic life partnership. So, yeah, past life karma, but it's supposed to be a life partnership. So, yeah. That's about all I can say about that.
Okay. Okay, next is for Trista. I'm a Capricorn. I've been talking to a Scorpio, but he seems complicated. Is it worth it, or should I try, or should I bail? Sorry.
See, now that is an energetic combination that could move fucking mountains together.
That's actually my aunt and uncle. That's
Is
their
it?
signs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good energetic combination if the two of you are utilizing your energies properly.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I keep forgetting and thinking that she's a Virgo for some reason.
It's still an Earth sign. Very close.
Page of Coins reversed. 7 of Cups, Page of Cups. It's not that he's complicated. It's just that he's not really sure who he wants to settle down with right now. Not really. Now, let me just share some of my own personal experience. This is just me. This is not tarot advice. This is not spiritual advice. This is just my own personal experience. Every single Scorpio that I've ever tried to get close to is sneaky and secretive and deceitful. Every one of them. Every one of them. Am I saying that that's every Scorpio on the planet? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's been everyone that I've ever met. They're always really sneaky, and they always keep really silly secrets, silly, stupid secrets that you find it out and you're like, what's the point of keeping that a secret? Like, nobody cares. And then it kind of gets you thinking like, well, if you would keep a stupid secret, you would probably keep a big secret, wouldn't you? You know? So I just don't think he really is ready to settle down with one person. I don't think so. Man, that's a bummer. Capricorn and Scorpio, man, that combination could really, really move mountains. It really could. But yeah, he's not complicated. It's just that there's a whole other side of his personality that you do not know, that you know absolutely nothing about. And I don't even really honestly think he knows exactly what he wants. So yeah, I would set a time frame if I was you and probably have a conversation with him at some point. Like, yo, this is confusing, complicated. It shouldn't be this complicated. Are we doing this or are we not? What at some point I think that conversation needs to be had. Because yeah, when somebody starts stringing you along like that, if you keep letting them do it, they're going to keep doing it. So yeah, I would at least give it another little push and see if you can get them on the same page. And if not, then yeah, probably best to walk away from that.
Jeez. Oh. Sorry, I'm like not firing on all my cylinders today. Okay. Next is for Flo.
Hello.
Does AM really care about me? He's a friend, but had an encounter with.
Really care about you. Page of Swords reversed. Well, that's kind of a vague question. What do you mean by care about you? Yeah, I mean, if it's a friend, obviously, yeah, this person cares about you, but it depends on what you mean by that. I don't see this person overwhelmed with emotion for you. No. 9 of Cups, King of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. This person's not overwhelmed with emotion for you, but yeah, he cares about you as a fellow human being, but isn't overwhelmed with emotion. So depends on what you mean by that. Let me see the next spread. What is it, bug? Boom, 6 of Cups reversed. Death card. See, Ace of Cups reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. So it depends on what you mean by that. Yeah, I mean, as a friend and a fellow human being, yeah, I think so. But I just don't really think this person is super, super overwhelmed with emotion. So, yeah.
Okay. Next is for Sweet Girl. I started a job 6 months ago and they want me to take over the manager position and affect change positively. This person is awful but effective a lot and bad stuff has come out. Will I survive the shitstorm and thrive or just wait out my contact and run? Oh, maybe that means contract.
So are you asking me what decision you're going to make? I can't really tell you what decision you're going to make, but I can look at your path. Ace of Wands reversed.
Oh, basically, are they going to survive all the drama or something like that?
Well, right now you're going through a karmic cycle right now. Now, don't let the word karma alarm you. That doesn't mean that a bunch of bad stuff is supposed to happen. But yes, karmic cycles are notoriously more challenging than other chapters, cycles, missions, and assignments. So it depends on what you mean by survive. Are you going to die? No, you're not going to die. I don't really think it's all that necessary for you to do that on your path. That would be very temporary anyways. Right now, you're like I said, you're just going through a karmic cycle right now. It wouldn't hurt anything if you did that. You could potentially clear more karma. You could potentially create more karma at the same time. It's kind of up to you. If you are feeling that uneasy about it, I probably wouldn't. That's just me. That doesn't mean that you should do what I would do, but just energetically in general, you even know that your cycle right now is temporary. Then what's the point in, jumping in to a crazier energetic shitstorm? 9 of Swords. And honestly, if it was me, that's what I would do. I would just wait it out until it's over, because the cycle that you're going through right now is temporary anyways. And even if you was to do all that, it would still be temporary, but that would increase the chances of creating more karma along the way. So that's honestly what I would do. That doesn't mean that my way is right. It's just from an energetic standpoint, when the energies are real thick, real heavy, and real messy, drama and all that bullshit, I usually just hunker down and push through it and wait until the next doorway of opportunity opens.
Sorry.
Good. Do what you got to do.
Okay, next. Okay, so this person bought 3 questions. Their name is Anonymous. What is the real reason so-and-so confessed to his infidelity and trying to get back together with me now?
Confess to his infidelity and trying to get back together with me.
So that's it's a past person, obviously.
Okay, 4 of Wands reversed. Well, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get you to trust him. So that is a technique that lots of liars will use, is they'll come forward and they will admit some of their lies, you know, even if it makes themselves look really bad. Because to your average person, you're thinking, oh, wow, well, if you're going to come clean with all that, wow, you must really be making a change. And they're not. They're just doing that to get you to trust them. 7 of Swords, Lover's card reversed. So it's a little tactic he's using to try to get you to trust him, basically. With the 10 of Cups reversed, Lover's card reversed. I don't really, and the 7 of Swords, I don't really see a genuine change in energy. But it is a little tactic that he's using to earn your trust back. And I have an intuitive feeling that you know this on an intuitive level. Three of Swords, yeah. Sun card, 9 of Wands, Page of Wands, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, he's trying to earn your trust back by coming clean to something that most liars wouldn't come clean about. And yeah, it's a tactic to try to earn your trust back.
Okay, so the next one is I want to know that person's truest intentions for the outcome of our relationship. And they've been on and off for 1.5 to 2 years, and they were last together in December.
Well, you have to think a person like that isn't really rooted in reality. Not really. Of course, they want the outcome to turn out in their favor, you know. But 7 of Swords again. So basically, this person wants to continue doing things the same way and expect a different result, you know. I mean, the person's hoping for a successful reconciliation, you know, but I'm not seeing any evidence that supports the idea that a true, genuine change has been made. So it's kind of hard to explain a person's intentions when they go about it like that. It's kind of like when a drug dealer gets busted and put in jail and they start thinking, oh man, I'm going to do things different, you know, but they don't do things different. They just come up with newer, sneakier ways to not get caught, you know, but they think in their mind somehow that they're going to be able to provide a decent living for their family selling drugs for the rest of their life. And they're living in total fantasy world. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain in just a couple of minutes, but I think that's about the best way that I can explain it. Wants a successful reconciliation, but hasn't really made a genuine energetic change.
Okay, and then the last question is, are there any more lessons or karma I have to face? If there's lessons or karma in love I still need to learn from, or is that shit finally over so I can properly heal and eventually meet my divine counterpart? I would love any advice that you have for me on my healing journey. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate you both. And then I think they said that they just bought the Steps to True Healing course.
Okay. Well, if you got the True Healing course, you know
I haven't
that
watched it yet.
it's not, you don't have to learn a bunch of lessons so that you can heal. You can take any experience that's ever happened to you and turn it into something new. But karma doesn't mean you have a lesson that you need to learn. That's not what it means. Now, karma can encompass that ideology, but karma just means unfinished business from a past life. Is all that means. And no, I don't think you have any other karmic contracts, do. I don't think so. I do not think so. So, yeah, you got the Lover's card here. Once you figure out how to equalize the vibration of love, happiness, joy, and abundance, and release and transmute all of the unprocessed energy from the past, yeah, your divine life partner is all that's left. So let me see what the second spread says. But yeah, it's not that you have karma because you have to learn something. That's not, it's so much more complex than that and more simple than that at the very same time. At the end of the day, once you start vibrating at the frequency of abundance from within, you won't just let anybody come up into your life. You won't. And that's the whole frequency that'll attract your divine life partner to begin with. 3 of Cups, 2 of Swords. So all you really got to do is get out of this frequency, the loneliness frequency. You know, it's not a relationship that you want. It's not a relationship that any of us want. What we want is the void filled. And we have to fill the void first. 9 of Cups upright. Once you fill the void, the desire to have somebody come into your life and make you feel happy, whole, fulfilled, and complete starts dropping on the priority list because you're already fulfilled from within. So it's a matter of matching the vibration of abundance and releasing the past. And I could see you attracting your divine life partner in the next couple of years if you do that right. I could. All right. Bug and lug.
Okay, next is for Gem Wants Cappy. Will this flirtation evolve to something long-lasting? I'm a female Gemini 74 and work with a male Capricorn 62. Both single. Someone else at work wants him. Worth the wait?
Okay, well, let me see the soul contract. King of Cups reversed. King of Cups reversed. Afraid of falling in love. Not really wanting to fall in love. 9 of Cups. Well, this could potentially be a life partnership with the 10 of Cups here. I think that's the reason why the two of you were brought together, is if the two of you can come together and get on the same page, this could be a life partnership. But with the 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, King of Cups reversed, I don't really think he wants a relationship right now. Devil card. I don't really think so. It doesn't look like it. Kind of looks like he wants to play around and flirt around and play the field. And let's see what the next spread says. Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, at some point, gotta have that conversation. Because he's probably just going to keep playing around as long as you let him keep playing around. But that's a bummer too, because this could be a potential life partnership. It could, but I got the idea that he's the type of person that's just been through so much bullshit in his life. He's been hurt so many times that he's just afraid of settling down with anybody right now. So I think I would at least bring it up in conversation. Where is this going? What are we going anywhere with this? You know, because if not, he's probably going to keep stringing it along.
Okay, so we only have 3 left.
3 left.
Okay, so next is for Gem. Is there a chance we will reconnect? It's a past person from 6 years ago, and lately I've been feeling her in my energy a lot. Thanks.
Well, let's see if there's any unfinished business in there. Okay. Well, the world card there. So no, there's no unfinished business. But so basically what happened is you all parted ways and you never let go of it. So this is what most people do. Most people either jump into the quickest relationship they can to get it off their mind, or they just wait until they forget about it. Neither of which is successfully releasing the connection. What that does is it just takes that energetic tie and buries it underneath your conscious awareness. And it's very, 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 very common for later on down the line, especially when it's time for you to shift vibrations, for the universe to start shining a light on some of the ties that are kind of holding you back in vibration. And that's why that you've been feeling this person in your energy, because they are in your energy. You never let this person go. So yeah, if you don't release it, then yeah, you could eventually end up reconnecting with this person, but not really for reasons that you would think. Not really for reasons that you would think. It will more than likely be an opportunity for you to release it. So let me see here. 3 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, okay. There's a possibility if you don't figure out how to release it on your own, then yeah, that does continue increasing and increasing and increasing the chance of the two of you coming back together and reconnecting. So right now, that isn't really a concern right now, but the more time goes on and the more that this just keeps living in your head and creating itself and you keep thinking about it and focusing on it, then yeah, you're eventually going to be brought back together, and it'll be an opportunity for you to release it. But there is no unfinished business. So yeah, this is just something that needs to be released.
Okay, next is Trisha. I'm trying to walk away peacefully from a very toxic relationship. What is the best thing to focus on to help me get through it? Confused AF.
Well, I don't need a tarot card to tell you that. Doing what you know needs to be done. Doing what you know needs to be done regardless of how it feels. It's not really focusing on something. When you're stuck in a situation like that, there is no easy way out of it. There's just not. You have to do what you know needs to be done and put your foot down and leave it there. Is this something that's been on and off? Because the more it goes on and off, the harder it is to walk away from. Because every time you go on and off with a toxic person, you teach that person how to manipulate you. So it's not really something to focus on. Not really. It's just doing what you know needs to be done. And go into it willing, just knowing that this is going to suck and I'm just going to have to deal with it and be accepting with that. Normally what I would do in a situation like that is I would say, okay, the next 6 months is going to suck. This is going to be hard. Is it always? No, not always. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy. But you at least have to go into it willing to dedicate the next 6 months to a year to pushing through and doing what needs to be done. Yeah, that could eventually end up bringing you to your divine life partner. It very well could. So yeah, that's not. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What you should focus on. Focus on doing what you know needs to be done. You know it's going to suck. You know it's going to be hard. You know that this person's more than likely going to try to push their way back in, and putting your foot down and leaving it there and staying stubborn, staying bullheaded, staying hard-headed, not changing your mind, not changing your stance, and pushing through this until the door is completely closed. And then if you're able to do that successfully in the next year or 2 years, this could lead you toward your actual divine life partner. So just know that if I was to focus on something, it would be that, there's better days coming for. I have to let go of what's toxic in order to clear the way for what's meant for me. And just know that better days are coming.
Okay, next is for Anna. So I was trying to get a little bit more of a specific question from you in your in the email, but let's just see what we can do with what we got. Says Cancer here. What's going on with my Virgo guy friend? He's been my best friend for 8 years, and I think he's interested in someone else. I love this person, but I feel like I'm losing him.
I might not be able to spy on the details of somebody else's life.
But more specifically, what do you want to know, right? Isn't that what you need to know? What about that? Or
in a situation like that, I'm probably not going to be allowed to look at too many of the details of his personal life because this is your best friend, not your boyfriend, not your husband. So what spirit will usually come through and say is what he's doing with his personal life is none of your business. Let me just look at the soul contract. Let me see. What's the soul contract? 2 of Wands. Hierophant. Okay, it's not telling me what the contract is, but he definitely has another soul contract that's due. Absolutely. Definitely has another contract that's due. So does that mean you're losing him? Why would that mean you're losing him? That I don't know. I mean, unless he's being respectful and doesn't want to have any female friends while he's in a relationship, that would make sense. But yeah, he does have another soul contract due. And I don't know if he's actively involved in it right now, but there is one coming up very close, right around the corner in the next year to 2 years. Anytime. That could be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. He definitely has a new soul contract there. Absolutely. So
she said, yes, he'll back off losing a friend. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, he does have a new soul contract due. Absolutely. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm not allowed to really look at the personal details of his life. I don't know if he's with this person, how he's feeling about it, this or that, but he does have another soul contract due. And if that does mean that he'll back away from a friendship with a female, then maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it's got to be. But yeah, he's got a new soul contract due. It's coming in anytime. It may already be here. It very well may. But
So
yeah.
enjoy the time that you can left with him.
Yeah.
Sadly. Or maybe become friends with the girl. And then you guys could all stay friends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
All right. So we're going to do the same thing that we normally do. If any new readings come in, we'll come and do a part 2. And if not, we'll see you next week. So what time do you want to come back?
3.
Okay. You want to do 3 or 4?
3.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to do 4? It's 12.
It don't matter.
Okay, then 3.
Okay. So if any new orders come in between now and 3, we'll come back and do a part 2 at 3 p.m. Pacific time. If not, then we'll see you next week. All right.
Bye.
Later, y'all.